My students, we have already started the classes for the 8th standard. But in order to have a proper and easier understanding, the level is brought back to 6th standard. So we intend conducting the classes for 6th standard onwards up to 8th standard. So mathematics is already known to you for classes from 1st to the 5th. You have no difficulty in understanding the subject. However, we will be able to go with the syllabus, what is required for the purpose of your schooling. We will be taking up the 6th standard mathematics in a step-by-step way. You have already known about mathematics. The mathematics is dealing with the subject of numbers. The numbers are useful and being used in our daily life. We will be taking up the classes to have a proper understanding of the subject right from the beginning, especially from the 6th standard where a strong base is required. So we go by the subject. So the subject you deals with free to have your
Knowing our numbers.
doubts cleared.
The
by
knowing our
contacting
numbers
us.
is
All of us know about these numbers which is being used from time immemorial. Our elders are also using the numbers in smaller details. As time grows, the numbers, utility of the numbers and usefulness of the numbers grow much farther. We are also going and growing along with the numbers. To understand the numbers, we need to know and have the comparison of the numbers. The comparison numbers you should understand as follows. You should have two numbers and which is smaller and which is greater. This is called the comparison of the numbers. For example, when you have 100 and when you have 150, you should know which is smaller and which is bigger.
Yeah, smaller
So this
number
is how
and
the
a
comparison
bigger
of numbers
number
are
from
made. Following example. You are given 3 digits. Say for example 2, 3, 4. Out of which you can find out which could be the smallest and which will be the highest, and how many numbers you can form with the usage of these digits. Say number is 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 4, 2. 4, 2, 3. 4, 3, 2. So these are the numbers which you can write it by using the 3 digits 2, 3 and 4. Which is the smallest number and which is the highest number from these series? You can very easily say 234. 234 is the lowest number, which is the smallest, and the highest number will be 432. So this is means comparison of numbers. So we can go. So this is how many numbers you can form by using these digits. Say numbers may be 3, 4, 5 as the case may be. So once you understand which is the smaller and which is the higher, then you have understood the meaning of mathematics and how to differentiate a smaller number with that of a bigger number. So you now go to the next step of placement of numbers. The placement of numbers is how the numbers, the digits are placed in which situation. Just I will write. Say this is the unit place. This is the 10th place. This is the 100th place. This is 1000th. This is 10,000th. Something like that. So when a number is written, you write 2, 3, 4. You may be able to understand this is 2 hundreds, 3 tenths and 4 units. This is how this is called the placement of numbers. I am sure you will be able to understand the usefulness of this placement. If you are correctly place the numbers, then there will not be any confusion comparison of numbers is in finding the value of the life numbers. Suppose you are going to a stationery shop. You are going to purchase a pencil for 2 rupees and a pen for 5 rupees. A notebook for 10 rupees. How will you rate it now? Which is the smaller one and which is the bigger one? You understand now from the illustration. So also, in another example, when you go to a grocery shop, you go and get the food articles. Suppose you get a biscuit for 5 rupees, a chocolate for 7 rupees and bread for 10 rupees. A similar example will make you understand which is the smaller one and which is the bigger one. So this number will give you to understand from smaller to greater. This is called the numbers are arranged in ascending order from the lower to the higher level. So when you know the ascending order in the first sequence, it is 2, 5 and 10. In the second example, you can make it as 5, 7 and 10. So this is called ascending order, and in the reverse process, this is called descending order. First ascending order, second is descending order. So it will be the reverse of it, starting from the greater value to the smaller value. Example, in the first 10, 5 and 2. The next one, it is 10, 7 and 5. This is how you should understand how a thing is ascended, how this is descended. So, and to understand this number, the placement of value and the comparison of these numbers, this ascending and descending values of the numbers can also be properly understood. Students, I am now sure you would have understood the placement of numbers, comparison of numbers, and the digits of the smallest and the greatest. Now you understand, we are going to see the shifting of numbers, digits. When you shift the numbers, what will happen to the number itself? You are going to see that. Here, when you write 795 and you shift 5, what will happen? The number becomes smaller. it becomes 579, which is smaller than 795. So it means a shifting of places will make the number either smaller or bigger. So this is how the shifting has its own importance in understanding the numbers. So next, when you go for visiting the place value, you have already seen the place value. Now revisiting the place value will make you understand the addition of a number to another number. For example, when you add the number 1, you increase the number 1 with the other number, what is the happening? A single digit, the largest single digit will be 9. You already know. So when you add one number, that is 9 plus 1, it becomes 10. 10 is the smallest of the two-digit numbers. Similarly, when the highest number in the two-digit category will be 99, by adding 1 to the number, you will get the answer of 100, which will be the smallest of the three-digit number. As it goes on, 999, that is 999 plus 1 goes to 1000, which is the smallest of the four-figure, and 9999 added with 1 goes to 10,000, a smallest of the five-figure. This is how
Students,
revisiting the place
we are now going to see
understood.
in the current session the placement of numbers, that is the position of numbers and how it is to be read. So when you see in the example I have given, it is 2,19,682. How this can be written? You can see, you can write it as 2,90,682. This is how the position of numbers are taking place in a number. Similarly, the second example of 1096, you can rewrite it as 1096. Here is you can put as 0 hundreds, 96 and 6, 90 and 6. This is how you can write the numbers. You will understand what is the smallest and what is the biggest numbers. Now, the smallest number in the group of 6 digits, you will already knew, we have worked out about up to 10,000. Now you see the 6-figure number, the 6-digit number, the smallest 6-digit number will be 1 lakh. This is written as 1 followed by 5 zeros. The smallest 7-digit number will be 10 lakhs and the smallest 8-digit number will be 1 crore. It has got 1 followed by 7 zeros. And how these numbers are bifurcated to make it understand. So in the Indian system, the British system, the mass numbers are marked with a comma in its appropriate places to make it understood. Suppose in the first 6-digit number for 1 lakh, you mark the comma after the third zero, and the next comma will be, the second comma will be after 2 zeros and 2 zeros after that. Similarly, when you see in the 10 lakh figure, first comma will be in 3000, this is the third zero, and the the second comma will be at the 10 lakhs. This are 2 zeros after that. In 1 crore number, this smallest 8 digit number, 1 crore. First comma will be in the third zeros, and the next will be second zero, and the other one will be the second 2 zeros after that. So in this system, it was 2 zeros after that, first 3 zeros, and after that it is marked as 2 zeros. But in the international system of numeration, it is normally marked as a comma after every 3 zeros. So when you write a number, it is 1000. You make a comma here. When this is 1 million, it is like this. So the comma is marked after every third zero, and this number is called 1 million. So after the 10,000 and a lakh, we don't call this as a 10 lakhs, it is called 1 million. So 1 million, and which will be 10 million will be equal to 1 crore, and 100 crores will make 1 billion. So 1 billion will be equivalent to 1000 millions. So this is how your international numbering system will follow, and in course of time, it is called a metric system.
Students.
And this will be followed
We have
in your
seen
future chapters. The numbers and its various usages hitherto. Now we are going to see the numbers in practice. We have already seen about this lakhs and other millions and all. So how these numbers in practice came into being. Previously we were using the British system of calculations. Slowly, because of the magnitude of usages, the metric system came into play. So the larger numbers could very easily be accommodated if you use metric system. There, how the system was born, and the system of the length, weight and capacities are used in metric systems nowadays. So this has come into play for the current usages. We are going to see some of these now. So previously, when you measure a length of a cloth, length of a distance, this distance is measured in feet, yards, furlongs, miles, etc. So when these things are converted or reused into metric system, this has become meters, kilometers, etc. Similarly, the weighing portions, the weights of articles which are used as previously in a different system, now being used as kilograms, grams and kilograms. The capacity of the liquids which are being used previously in a different mode is now used under liters, kiloliters, something like that. So these are the numbers which are now in practice. So this is called the metric system, and currently we are all using this practice only. So we now go how this is used and how the calculations can be extended to accommodate the values. So this can be verified by way of estimation. What is estimation? Estimation is only a rough method of analyzing the results. For example, when you want to have the estimation of a particular number, say you say in between 1 and 10, you can say it is 9. the estimation may be the nearest to the tens. Thereby you can say the value to be 10 instead of 9 and instead of going back towards 1. Similarly, it is towards hundreds, thousands, etc. When you are nearing 90, you can use the estimation as 100. Next point of estimation will be regarding rounding off. In the same number, you can have a number rounded off to the next higher value. Suppose a number is falling between 50 and 60. For example, it is 54. The 54 is nearer to 50 and not nearer to 60. Therefore, the number can be rounded off to 50. On the other hand, if the number is 58, the number can be rounded off to 60 instead of taking it to 50. The nearness will be the calculation for the purpose of rounding off. The next point will be on estimation of products. Same thing like this. Suppose you want to multiply two numbers, suppose say 56 and say 34. You can round it off to 56, you can round it off to 60, and you round it off to the 34 to 30. Therefore, as we have discussed yesterday earlier, and the multiples can be arrived at. So these are the ways of doing your estimation so that a nearer answer can be obtained even though you are not arriving at a correct answer, and the nearest answer can be obtained on theory of numbers process. And various usages of numbers, value of numbers, either two. Almost we come to the end of the program on this first chapter with using of brackets, very important topic which you should be able to understand for your next chapters. So using of brackets will be now seen. See, I have given one example how the brackets must be used or cleared to get an answer. You must first remember, clear away what is contained inside the brackets before you use the any other numbers. Suppose in the example given, say 17 into 109, how this is split into numbers. You just see 17 is split into 10 plus 7 into 109. The next step you see 10, each number is divided, multiplied by 109. So 10 into 109 plus 7 into 109. Next, the 109 is also split to our convenience as 109. So this 10 into 109 becomes 10 into 100 plus 9. And the another number 7 into 109 becomes 7 into 100 plus 7 into 9. So when you expand the brackets inside the numbers, you have to first remove the brackets from inside before going into with the other outside numbers. Now the number is within the bracket 10 into 1000, 10 into 100 is 1000, and 10 into 90 is 9 is 90. This first bracket closes. It gives you the answer, and which is now added with 7 into 100, 700, plus 7 into 9, 63. All the numbers, the brackets after removal, the numbers became 1000 plus 90 plus 700 plus 63. So all these put together, the answer in these brackets gets resolved to 1853. So this is how your brackets can be removed, first within the brackets and then outside the brackets. So a very important point when you deal with the brackets in your future problems. Next, say we have to see, because in the current usages we are going to be using this Roman letters also. This was in practice earlier, and in other countries also this is being used. Now, what are these Roman letters and how this is written? We write the numbers, integers as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in the Roman scripts, it is given like this. Say 1 is given like I, 1. In the given this thing, the example you can see 1, 2 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is like V, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And after 10, when you want 20, you have to put 2x. So 20. For 3x, 30. For 4x, 40, like that. But when you come to 50, L is denoted by 50, and C is denoted by 100, and D is denoted by 500, and M is to read as 1000. So this is how these Roman systems work out. And for example, when I gave here, so when 19, how 19 can be written? It is 1 before 20. So for 20 you write 2x, 1 before. So 19 will be written like this. And for 54, L is 50, and after 54. So you can write 54 as L4. This is how this Roman system works, and we have come to a conclusion of this chapter 1, and we have got to understand this working by some more problems. And in the meantime, when we meet for the next class, before that, if you have any doubts, kindly contact the link below. Thank you very much.